kind of again living by yourself, and your mind maybe went back to the time, being brought up in orphanages. It shaped your life. It shaped your life for all of your playing career and beyond it, and maybe even today. Could you just bring us back a little bit? Like, what was maybe some of your early memories? What was breakfast like? What was lunch like? Did you have dinner in the middle of the day?
Porridge for breakfast.
Okay.
Hated porridge.
Do you hate it today?
Lumpy porridge. Can't eat porridge today. Yeah, it was lumpy porridge. It wasn't nice. So, but there was friendships that you clicked with a few people like that were, say, around your level. In other words, you had to do that to survive that place, because I got into trouble because there were certain brothers in different orphanages that I was in, and I hadn't quite clicked that when I was going up, when you were 10, you were moved from, I was 5 when I went into the Bird's Nest, and then when the Bird's Nest was finished and I had to move up to another, and Glen Silva in Monkstown, I never really worked out that all the brothers, the older brothers of these little boys, that I was probably bullying, because I'd been bullied, so I thought, well, I'll visit a bit of it on these. Didn't like doing it, to be honest, but I did it. I became a bully that seemed to be the logical thing to. And then I went up to the Glen Silva, where they'd all these brothers. I think one family had 6 or 7 brothers, and they were all rather bigger than me. And so I got my comeuppance then, And
were they very different orphanages, or was the fear of a 5-year-old in the Bird's Nest the same fear a 10-year-old felt?
No, I think the Bird's Nest was worse.
Okay.
But yeah, because I remember the actual day I went in, and I was just kicking and screaming because my mother had come had brought me to the place with another family to introduce me. Another coloured young fella, Ernest Riki, his family. I think he had a white mother and a dark father, and I thought we were just going in to visit him. So, and then when I realised I was there to stay, I just started fighting everyone. I would have fought my mother if she was still around. They disappeared. So. Yeah, I just wanted to hit something, and people were grabbing onto me and trying to hold me back and stuff like that. But that's something that, as a 5-year-old, I can remember as if it was yesterday. So,
was that your first memory, or do you have memories before then?
No, I have memories of playing football or annoying people who were playing football when I think it was about 3 or 4 in Whitehall.
Okay.
So that wasn't my first traumatic memory, I think.
Right. And do you think, Paul, that looking back on that day, that it was that day, and you speak about the anger that brought up in you years and years later, do you think that it was actually that day, or do you think that maybe it was that whole period, that whole time, that whole experience? Could it be, I mean, is it your mind playing tricks with you, or are you certain that was the day, and you remember it so vividly that there's no doubt in your mind?
No, that was the day. That was certainly the day for me. Excuse me. Yeah, that was the day that I suddenly, I felt betrayed. I think that day. I know it was only it was putting someone in an orphanage for a little while they were able to sort out things and stuff like that. But to me, that just seemed like, one of the worst days of my life. Anyway, I was only 5, but that's the burning day in my memory that I just felt a little bit. You've gone a bit too far here by doing this, and now I've got to find a way. Even at that age, I was thinking, you've got to find a way to fight back.
Yeah.
And become, I don't know, whatever way there was of getting back up on the ladder and stuff like that. I've got to become that.
That day that you felt betrayed, were you betrayed by your mum? Were you betrayed by the system? Who betrayed you, do you think? Or who did you feel you were betrayed by?
Oh, That's a hard one to answer, Jim, because obviously, you know, I have a great relationship with my mum now, so I wouldn't like to go back, but I think I felt betrayed by everyone.
Yeah.
I just felt that everyone was playing me for the fool because I was brought there to meet the friend that I'd met 2 weeks earlier, Ernest Reiki, and so to walk into a building that daunting, and it was the bird's nest looked like it looked like what it was, an orphanage, and so to walk in there and not be told that I wasn't walking out that night, I thought it was mind-boggling. Even to, you know, I'm 5 years of age, so I felt betrayed, I think, by just every single person that day, and then the kind of rage came when I was, you know, trying to knock over everyone and fight with people, and I was just being a pest, really, to be honest, to everyone. But that was definitely the start of my fight back, anyway. And then I would think horrible of myself, because I would think, well, I don't really think she might be my sister, you know. You know.